I'm Jackery Fowler, and 14 months ago, I started building a lifelong dream of mine, my very own tiny house on my very own lake. There's been a lot of snags along the way, like the town regulations forcing me to get creative and build it on a trailer. But each challenge was just an excuse for me to try something new. In the earlier episodes, with the help of my friends and family, we got the trailer into place, the structure built, the walls all wired up, metal roofing installed, and now it's time to finish the biggest and longest project of my life. We are hard at work at the tiny house again. Nate has joined us now. And Joe is with us, of course, again. And Eric is here now too. So we've recruited as much help as we can so we can be done with it in this video and move in. Over the last week, we just kind of sped through more finishing up the trim on the outside around the windows, the burnt Sugibon boards around the cupola on the top, got the windows in, and the rest of the trim around the outside, slipping that up underneath our metal roofing that we put in the last video, or our roofing experts did, actually. And we had to stop right here though, because we got a little guest who's made himself a home up there. So we're gonna put those boards on after the bird has had its bird babies and they've flown the coop. And I have to get on my part of the project because these guys have been hard at work. I did a whole bunch of work myself, putting the dock in and other things like that. It was no easy task uncovering and lugging the docks down after their winter hibernation and squeezing into the wetsuit after my winter hibernation. On top of all that, it was a used dock that I had purchased last year and it needed some repairs. So I had to go up to the top of the hill and find some pieces of wood off the other pieces of dock that we purchased and didn't end up using, and replace some of the boards to ensure, well, sliverless enjoyment to our time on the dock. The first year we leveled this all by hand. This year we got this little drill powered winch, and man, this makes it so easy. Crank it. Good. That was good.
I did scrape the bottom with my whole belly.
After installing the last of the giant heavy poles that would support the kitchen area, we installed the tables and the awnings. This is one of my favorite features to the lake property. Having this little outdoor kitchen area allows us to just spend tons of time right on the water. But we don't have time to enjoy it now. We got to get back to work on the tiny house so the guys can do their part. That means spray foaming the interior. I went with spray foam over fiberglass batting because the outer walls being board and batten, there's a lot of little air gaps, and that would allow moisture to build up on the back side of the fiberglass batting. And when the walls are only 2x4 thick, and I wanted as high of an R value as possible, but on the ceiling where it was a bit thicker, after 3 inches of spray foam, we topped off the rest of the cavities with fiberglass batting, and then Joe and Eric were able to start putting on the, what's it called, Joe? Wainscoting? Wainscot. Wainscot? Wainscot, like a cot, like a bed cot? That's weird. I thought it was coating.
The reason you call it wainscoting instead of coating is because it's for rich people, and the best thing they love to do is correct everybody. It's not wainscot, wainscoat.
Either way, wainscot, wainscot, it is in. They've done the entire place. But now you can see we have some spaces here that are empty, and here, and I'm gonna sawmill a piece with my chainsaw mill that goes in there so it looks like there's a big log beam in there. It looks really good. And then I gotta cut the parts for the loft. So that's my job while they finish trimming out the windows. That's what they're working on out there. And they've been trimming out all these frames for those, and those get slapped in. We got cabinets going in, and then a sink, and trim work to button up the rest of all that you see right here around all where the wainscot, wainscoting, I don't know, whatever it is. Leave in the comments below, set it straight. And we have our panel to go in for our electronics for our power pack that's gonna power the place, because our sponsor for today's video is Jackery Power Packs. So you've seen it before in the earlier episodes. I used I think the 3000 to build the first part of this project, and then they launched their new 2000 last year, and it's got an extended battery pack. And because we have so many people working I brought both of them down so that way we don't have any hindrances. I've been filling up the power packs by bringing them home every 2 days, and they will run the entire job site with the air compressor, chop saw, table saw, battery charging, lights, and we even have a big fan in here because it's almost summertime. It's the beginning of summer, about to be summer, and it gets warm as heck in here. So we'll get that panel in here that they sent us to plug the power pack into. It'll go underneath the counter here with the extended battery pack. I'm gonna run the 2000 plus in here with its extension. I have panels that they gave me, but I'm probably gonna hook up a permanent system that'll bring the power in here. That way I can save those portable power pack panels that you can use with your Jackeries, which charges it in like 6 hours in the sun or something ridiculously small. I'm gonna save those for when I take trips and I take the power pack out of here, bring it with me. It's ready to charge for, say, a 30-day survival challenge. I'd be able to solar charge that power pack and keep all my batteries charged. So enough said about that. We'll look at more of the Jackery stuff and how it's doing for our project later, and how we install it into the tiny house, move in, and spend our first night here sleeping in the loft, cooking in the kitchen, going for a swim in the morning, catching a fish. And as soon as we move in, I'm gonna put my first piece of art on the wall. I've been doing this thing, well, I've done one thing so far, Gayu Taku. It's a Japanese art method. I'm really excited about it. I've done one for a young man who caught a fish on the dock when we were installing the dock.
Oh, holy crap! Get that in there. Oh, that is a monster. Zach, he caught a monster bass.
And made a beautiful Gayutaku painting for him of his fish catch for him to take home with him. And we flayed up the fish and he took that home to cook too. So I'm psyched to catch my own first fish from the dock and do my first piece of art for the walls here. And maybe I'll do a second print and give it away to one of the subscribers. Yeah, we're definitely gonna do that. And I'll do one for the wall and I'll give one away to one of you guys. Leave it in the comments below. I'm watching the entire video. I want that fish painting. So we got a lot to do and I got some woodwork to do myself. So let's get the chainsaws out and get on that while they finish up the window trims and all the other trims before they end up waiting on me too much. All right, so we gotta find a tree, something that's dead, but not rotten and punky. Here's one here. This one seems really good if I just find the right spot of it. Nice, the bark comes straight off. That's exactly what I want. They've been down for a couple of, oh, look at that. We got a wiggler. Little wood boring thing of some sort. Trying to fight. Oh yeah, you gonna fight me? Oh yeah, what you gonna do? Bite my glove? You're gonna catch a fish. A couple more of them. We can catch our lunch. We wanted to stop long enough to cook them. A few more. Nice. I love the little bits of ant markings and beetle and grubs. I'm sure that one or two of them are going to pop out of the wood when it's in the house, but... Alright, let's go mill it. While I was scavenging for the beams, the guys were all working on the trim work on the interior, and it was coming together pretty darn fast, but that made us plenty hungry. Lord, thank you for this food, this day. Bless this food and all that we get up to. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. All work and no play makes Zach a dull boy, so I thought I'd try those grubs out, but Noah beat me to the fish catch. He's using his go reel, the little hand reel there. He's been killing it on that little handrail, thanks in no small part to using one of our Mischief wigglers, which made it even worse when I stayed behind to catch my own, but came up short. On top of that, I could literally see the red-eared sunfish swimming around just below the surface, and there were so many of them. That's not to mention hearing the constant splashing of the alewives as they've moved out of the ocean and up into the lakes for spawning time, which means to me, it's time to catch some lobsters. Well, that's weird. Maybe fish don't like those wood grubs. I tried several and used them all up, catching them on weeds and things like that, pitching everywhere I know to, but it is mid-noon. We'll have to try again in the evening and see if a wood grub does it. Because I would think that would be like the most killer fish bait, but it might just be that this heat and everything, the bite's turned off. We better get back to work. Everybody else is up there working away. I can hear them. They're like, YouTubers. I hate working with YouTubers. Well, I wish it was a little straighter. It's a little on the wavy side, which will make it look cooler, but I gotta, you know, tried to roll it till it was the straightest, narrowest way. All of them are a little bit curvy. Makes it a little harder, but it'll make it look a little more unique when it's all said and done. They're not too bad though. Now we just gotta put the straight edge on it, and we'll cut the first one. This first one's gonna come to a stop, so it leaves that live end of the log showing as if that's the beam of the building, kind of these faux beam things. I'm always leery to get started on milling because there's so many little things, and this thing's such a big scary saw. If something goes wrong and I like hit my screw there, I'm a 2-hour, you know, delay to have to go back, pull this all out of here, take the blade out, sharpen it. So you gotta take your time, get it just right, and then once you're good, boom, the process is over in a matter of a minute. Safety first. That looks awesome. Ooh, I can't wait to go try it in the spot. My measurements paid off, and Joe and Eric lagged it into place, and I could already tell it was going to look better than I even imagined in my head.
That's the power of a tape measure.
Woohoo! We even managed to recruit Eric's girlfriend Katrina for the day, and she worked on wiring while everybody else was working on the floorboards. Joe had talked me into this plastic flooring from Lowe's, which went together extremely quickly. It just clicks together, and it takes very little to cut it when you got the little jig for it that Eric had brought over. And then we got to a step I've been looking forward to for a long time. Finally get a chance to use all those ready-to-eat meals that I got. They all came with insulation in the box because they came frozen. And these 2 spots to insulate the wheel wells so they're not leaking in cold. And this all is going to be spray foamed underneath of here. I wish I had done that before I started, but oh well. So this will protect us from this cold metal becoming a cold radiator. There we go. Ready for cabinets. Now we gotta get back to milling. I started lugging the next few logs for the beams as Joe assembled the kitchen cabinets. I got a nice butcher block for the cabinet tops, and this is the step that really makes a tiny house feel like a tiny house. It's weird how the relatively small details like molding and trim can so quickly transform a space from a construction site into somewhere you can see yourself living in. Moments like this that boost your morale when it seems like the finish line is so far away is so important. Fortunately or unfortunately, as life is wont to do, when you set yourself such high goals, you're bound to find a new challenge around every corner. Huh? Oh no. know if that vibrated loose or what, but here, hold it down so it doesn't. Oh, look at that. The chain's jumped.
Oh.
Oh no!
What happened?
The bars slid into the thing. Oh, yeah, it's brand new. Bam. Let's try that. No! Come on! Normally you call in the big guns when you need to get more work done. Unfortunately, I don't know what is going on with this thing. We barely got the last cut done, and now I'm just about to start on the beams for the loft, which means I got to cut this one in half to create my 2 support beams, and then I got to cut 4 to 5, which is like I can do that in 3 cuts. Other beams to go across for the loft, but this guy will not stay running. We're bringing in the little guns with the 450 Rancher. I'm gonna tune this thing down to fit and start making our cuts for that. Fortunately, everything we're doing is pretty small. There's that one. Oh, apparently that guide bar at the top was already loose, conveniently enough. Whew. I wish I had a little bandsaw mill. I think that's gotta be the next thing. There's so many little things I wanna build, and honestly, I'm not that motivated to rig this thing up and start milling things each time. It makes such a cool thing when you can do it, but whew, what a chore. The cutting's not bad. It's getting set up in between each one that kind of spoils the fun a little bit. And then as soon as you get to do your cut, it's like boom, it's over with. 10 seconds of fun, and you got the piece of wood you wanted. Until you go and nick a nail and you got a 2-hour delay. Mind you, I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining. Oh yeah, so wimpy. Ah, I ran out of gas, darn. Ah. I'm gonna finish this cut, but I gotta change that to a rip blade, I think, if I have one. Or a brand new blade. Anything to help me get it done faster, that's ridiculous. We did it. 1 down. 3 to go. Unfortunately though, those remaining beams would have to wait for a minute. I was beat. I needed to refuel and cool off. Oh, you could, oh my goodness, it's not very deep. Help! 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 Stand up. No, I didn't. There's jerk chicken, pork. It is like everything good in the world. Look at that. Like big old.
Oh my goodness.
So dig in, guys.
Yeah, hot juggity dog.
I'm gonna grab a drumstick.
So much for ladies first, huh?
This is for you.
This is for you. You're supposed to use the brisket to scoop.
I'm gonna try a selection of the hot sauces though.
To rig one of those each time.
Oh my gosh, cool. That sauce is bomb, dude.
We just heard some peeping. So we're gonna peep on the peeping. I think they just hatched. I don't see mom. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, they're ugly. Oh, they think I'm mom. Food, feed me. Mom's out getting some worms or something. I don't see her. Otherwise she'd probably be annoyed. All right, day, I don't know what of the build of this session of build. We're doing pretty good. Jonathan's with us today.
Morning.
Good morning. Duncan. Huh?
Donkey junkie.
Donkey junkie, is that what it says?
Yeah. It was a thrift store find for a date.
Oh, your date thing?
Yeah.
So tell them about that. That's so fun.
We went where we pick out each other's outfits, and my wife picked out some American flag pants and this shirt, and I've been wearing it ever since.
That's so fun. There you go. There's a little dating tip. Spice up the old marriage, you know, do something fun. Of course, that can backfire on you the second time around, depending on how nice you are to your spouse. You know, like the next time around, they get the full moo-moo for you.
I don't want to look like a weirdo. I'll just go with a moo-moo.
That'll be a little much.
About revenge.
Yeah, it becomes more about revenge instead of loving fun time together. We got so much done. Check this out. What do you think of that? Didn't that turn out cool?
Yeah, I like it.
So I got one for that side too, for the beam, and then this one's for the middle, and then a little fan to go up there. That turned out so good. We're gonna finish milling those, and I only have to do like 3 more cuts. But the regular saw without the rip blade is so slow. All right, I believe I found my stuff. A nice milling blade, brand new. This will make it go faster. Let's throw that on. The difference is there's some clearing teeth, 2 clearing teeth, and then 2 cutting teeth and 2 clearing teeth, as opposed to a traditional blade, which has tooth, 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 tooth. But we got a real pro one, so we'll throw that on, see if it makes it go faster. So I love how this one's got the set screw on the outside here for tensioning. I wish the big one, because once it's on the chainsaw mill, the only way to do it is to assemble the whole mill. Whereas this one, I could have it in the mill and still be able to tension it. Uh-oh, that is not for this saw. Bummer. Warren Hardware. There we go. 1 2-hour store run later, we got the rip blade on the 540 Ranger with a smaller bar. Let's see if we can actually get that to work on this now. My calculations were correct. This should do the small beams that I need to do in record time, so it was worth the 2-hour distraction. There we go. But now that's going to be my center beams. It's got a cool squirreliness to it, but it's also on this plane. If I was to roll it up, it's nice and flat that way, so that'll look really cool going across the ceiling, and it's fairly balanced. It goes this way, that way, back that way, and then back that way, so the stresses will make it pretty solid. And it's that'll give me a good 3.5 inches or more for each piece, almost 4 inches once she's cut. And then I think this nice straight one's gonna be the front edge. It's not as chewed up as the other ones, but I think it'll look good. It's cleaner, it's a little bit fresher. So that's what we got to work with. Let's make some cuts. Didn't cut all the way through, so we're gonna finish it with the Sawzall. There we go. Well, I'm working on that. Joe's been working on this next beam to go in. And unfortunately, we've come into a little bit of a hard spot. The gap in the ceiling is just a teeniest bit wider, so we have to replace some of the wainscot because it's just that flat is a little bit wider than I was able to find for logs that are dead standing and cut to fit. So you can see here, these are the pieces he tore down to put the ones in that will wrap up a little further onto the ceiling so that board covers it up. Enough talking, let's get more working done. Jonathan's over there working on these trims, and he's been doing the trim for the corner to finish the last outside touches outside of where we can't cover up our birds yet. Got 6, 7, and a half, right?
Yep.
So our outlet will just barely work by an inch. It'll be close. The outlet cover won't even need to be trimmed.
Hey, how high from the top of that outlet box to the top there?
Huh?
Is it going to be like the same thing, 1.5 inches? And then
Oh yeah,
inch
pretty
and a
much,
half?
exactly. An
would
1.5 by 1.5 inches.
Kind of look pretty good.
But this literally puts the entire thing up by, I don't know, almost 7.5 inches more than I wanted it to be. That makes getting into the bed area really, really small. That triangle right there would be the exact amount of space you'd have while you're in bed. Not a lot.
No night terrors, waking up, jumping up in bed.
Bam! Ow! Bam! Ow! Okay, so say we remove that trim and the beam went right there, which would be better. I say we take the trim off, and the beam goes right through there. And then we got to cut for the wire to go up through, chase up through it.
So it's official.
All right,
I gotta rip up my beautiful trim.
Yes.
Okay.
I like it. I like it.
Well, that was hard. There we go. Look at that. Look at that fit. Oh.
You'd almost think we knew what we were doing.
Yeah, like we know we are very happy. And now I just got to cut for the beams to go into here, and I got to mill those first. So I think I'm gonna send everybody home for the day, unless you want to hang out with me all day.
I'll hang out a bit more if you want some help with something.
Okay. So we got that, and then we're gonna send Joey away. He's got to go take a nap.
I'm gonna go sit on the couch and watch something that will eat away my brain cells
He's
for a
gonna
bit.
watch some Kira Curry anime foolish. Something
Something that I end up dumber than I started.
All right, loft. Time to get lofty with it. Joe's wiring up the box. We got the box that Jackery sent, and this gives us a generator, which is to our Jackery power pack. And then we have, you got your breaker, and then you can also hook it to line. In this case, line someday is going to be maybe a generator for outside, like a gas-powered one. So if we don't manage to get enough solar gain during the rainstorm for a week or something like that, we could always power everything up for the generator, run a little gas generator. I got a couple of them that I haven't used in years because I've been using the Jackery power packs for everything and I haven't had to. Still, everything we're doing has been off the power pack, running the power packs, running some lighting in here, off of the other power pack, running their 3000 out there. And we have to run two of them, like I said before, because we've got so many people working at it. We're running enough tools that we burn through them in 2 days, but
some of us are working a little harder than others.
Some of us are working harder than others, yeah?
No, I'm just kidding. He's getting his stuff done.
Yeah.
He's doing good, boys.
Despite Joe's sass, he made really quick work of wiring up that Jackery switcher, and I was even working over top of him trying to measure and fit that first beam for the back of the loft.
If we could figure out where it is. Hey, I need that.
No, you don't.
I don't?
No, I don't think so.
Why don't I need that?
The power works.
Oh, you got the outlets going? Instead of putting the outlets in, you just went for the
Oh, yes, it's booby traps. Wanted to see if you were paying attention. So this is powering from the Jackery.
Yeah.
So this whole run works. And then once I wire up everything else, looks like the
all we have to do is flip the breakers on.
Yeah, and then turn that off, and yeah, it's off. And then if we were to switch to your generator for outside, we just switch to line, but switch to that, Jackery powered.
Nice. Oh, the rain's coming down. We got to get everything out of the rain. Joe, we don't have to put the sink inside.
Oh yeah.
Sinks can get wet, right?
Yeah. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
We weren't going to let the weather slow us down. I got back to chiseling the beams as the boys installed the center faux beam and lagged that up into place and ran the wire through the beam so that we could install the fan later.
Oh yeah, sort out west.
Have a brisket. So close to getting that off without making a mess. All right, panel is in and most of the outlets until we ran out of one or two, and it's wet. Kids are tired, gotta take them home. I think we're done for today. Back tomorrow. We'll turn everything off. And we're good.
We shut the tiny house down for the night, and although it kept raining the next day, we just picked up where we left off. Due to the rain, we weren't able to charge the battery pack with the solar, so the main battery was dead. Fortunately, we had 100% on the extended battery pack, so work could go on.
Yep. I'm gonna get one of these in a second. I'm excited about that. We can flip this whole circuit. There we go.
Bam!
Bam!
Got it!
All of the words. It's from 1953. Pretty nice.
Now that the Jackery was fully tied in, all the outlets were live, it made it so much easier to charge batteries and less cords underfoot when we needed to move lighting and things like that around.
All right.
Hey,
We got outside lights.
hooray!
They're,
Electric.
they're backwards.
What? No, they're
I'm just
adjustable.
kidding, I'm
They're
just kidding.
adjustable. You can put it on whatever way you want. Right? Get it figured out.
Don't you set my goal on the ground. That's pretty good. And then we could fit it and stuff.
What do you call this again?
Metabo.
Metabo?
Mm-hmm.
Man, my dyslexic is. I read it Metabo. I've been reading Metabo for the last 10 years. Metabo.
Metabo.
Metabo?
You read it Metabo.
Yes.
Metabo. Wait, let's see what Google says. Yeah. How do you get them to read it to you? How do you say Metabo?
It's not a fair game. You gotta say, how do you say Metabo?
What you say is, what did Hitachi?
Metabo.
Metabo.
Victory!
You know, I think it's like just some people say things different.
See, it says M-U-H, and then ta-bo.
Yeah.
Metabo.
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 Matabo. Matabo.
You say Metabo.
I feel like we always have word games
You
on this.
say
Like,
Mateo,
is it
I
crappy
say
or
Matabo.
crappe?
Yeah.
Crappie.
People just have different ways to say things. Like some people say taxes, others say theft. You know, I mean,
I don't know if it was the
Some
translator.
people say politicians, some people say criminals.
some people say lawyers, other people say scum. You know,
Now we're really getting edgy.
Yeah.
We'll stop there before we go too far.
When you're inside the tiny house, it's hard to remember the whole thing is built on a trailer. When you're outside, there's a pretty glaring reminder. So I had Nate and Eric work up a plan to build a removable porch out of the old dock planks to cover up the hitch of the trailer. This will both complete the illusion of a regular tiny house on a regular foundation and give me some extra room and make it easier to walk around the house without down and over the trailer hitch, as well as give me somewhere to put some beautiful flowers or something.
What's the other side? 92.5 on this side.
How's that right now?
Here? 14.5.
Straight to straight.
Yeah. Come on, baby. Come on. There you go. Yeah. Nope, actually.
With the final cross beams now cut to length, I had the stressful job of cutting them into the wall beams, and since the logs themselves were all different measurements, it was going to take some serious finagling to get this right.
So this is going to be an interesting one. It's got a notch. That's where our floor beams are going to go into. So it'll give us a nice round front, and hopefully I didn't screw it up. Trace it on the wall so you have a...
I'm going to go like this.
After using the compass to scribe out where the log would go, I used the vibro blade instead of the chisel to get the larger amount of the material out. Unfortunately, I made a big mistake.
Darn! That looks like crap.
I couldn't abide such a gap. This was my Dick Prenicky moment, where my cabin came together perfectly, so I chiseled away more material in hopes that I could remedy this in some fashion.
That just kills me. Look at that. Biffed it big time. We switched logs. It was supposed to be scribed for this one. This side was starting to fit really good, but I think when I went to the other side, I didn't adjust my compass, because this side was fatter, so I actually scribed it for a, or that side was fatter, and I ended up scribing it way down, and Joe cut, even still cutting back a 1/4 inch from the line. I said we'd ooch in on it. So we switched from this log was supposed to be there to putting it here. I biffed it big. So now we got this big grin. Like, look at the back over there. Perfectly fit. And now we got that and this. It's like, that's as good as it's gonna get. Unless I cut whole new logs for the project.
You know what it's like?
What's it like?
It's like the Japanese art of kitsugi, where you have something perfect like a pot, and then you break it, and then you re-lacquer it together with golden lacquer. The things that make us perfect are not perfection, but the cracks that we have.
Oh, I'm about cracking up here.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, so hopefully we can do better on the next ones, but I am happier with that fit, because I didn't want to be the main part of where we're standing in the kitchen to look up and see that giant, it was a 1/2 inch or more of space there, and we've brought that down to now 1/8 of an inch. Shadow wise, it makes it look like a 1/4 in that one too. I'm gonna have to we'll have to fill it with some gold like Joey was saying. Now we're gonna scribe the next ones and ooch our way a little closer to it, that way we get an easier scribe instead of rushing it, which is always haste makes bigger gaps. It's supposed to say waste, but either way. It's gonna be beautiful, it's gonna be strong, it's gonna be wonderful, and like Joey said, the cracks are learning, I don't know, they're learning lessons, I think, right?
Yeah.
Found something. Kind of cut something in half as I was opening it up. Alright, bye buddy. Ugh. I wonder how many more of those are gonna come crawling out at some point, out of the logs. I didn't see too many giant holes like that, but I mean there's tons of obviously grubs and ants and things. These weren't bug free when I cut them, so we might wake up some morning and see some little piles of sawdust in the living room floor and be like, uh-oh, we got a problem. We need to get the ant traps out.
I'm just realizing as I get a glimpse of Avery here in the background puttying all our nail holes, this beautiful paint job that you're going to see when it's finished in a few minutes, that's due to Avery's master craftsmanship level painting that he did on the place.
Man, that was my dream fit right there. Still Can you would you look at that? Look at that. That right there. Look at that. Boom. You couldn't even fit a piece of paper. Where's the piece of paper? Who's got a piece of paper? Here's a business card. Not a good example. But look at that. Can't even get a business card in there. Don't look at this side. Okay, the business card does, there's one little teeny weeny spot, but only enough for a business card to fit in. Oh, 2 times in a row. See, it's not that I can't do it. That's the hardest part. I'm living with that one over there. Because I so easily did it. So easily screwed it up. Alright, last one.
I think even though it's a little bit of a gap, I still think it looks pretty good. I mean, considering what we've had to do, I think it looks pretty good.
Who cares what you think? No, just kidding. I stopped using that compass and I'm just using measurements with little tick marks and the pen so I can see it, and then just marking those little dots along. Say my intersection point right here is that right there, that little, where those two lines intersect. But with a compass, that same compass width, if I accidentally swing it out, you end up with way out here. That's a 1/4 inch gap of messiness to your project. I should be able to trust it, and that's what I did on the last two, and they ended up perfect. Now, we will see if I can pull it off 2 more times in a row. Bit of getting rid of the pencil mark. Maybe it. Did I do it? Oh, the other side's gotta go at the same time. Oh, pretty happy with that. There we go. Now, just in time, with 5 minutes to spare, I can grab a coffee at the store on my way to my daughter's play thing. I was gonna say recital, but I think, is it recital music? I don't know. Either way.
Guess as good as mine.
Yeah, it's a thing when she's gotta play. Joe! Passing the baton to ya. I gotta go. I got Sparrow's play.
Nice.
I'll have a loft, I guess, when I get back.
Cool.
Thank you. That looks so cool. You like it? Okay, yeah.
These guys had it pretty well in hand, so I felt pretty confident leaving them to finish up on the home stretch here. Joe was working on mounting the ceiling fan, and he had to grind it to fit to the ceiling beam.
Oh man, I'm almost got it just like by eyeing it.
After that, he had to bore a hole down the middle of one of our loft beams because where the wires landed, so that the lights could come out over top of the counter. It managed to work out just fine, but
On this end here.
All those light switches are off, right?
Yes. Yes.
They're all down.
You're gonna find out in a minute. Oh, you got him.
Yeah, I got him, but that is gonna be the funnest wiring job I've ever done.
Yeah, it should be. Very interesting. You got an inch there.
then it was time for the floorboards themselves, the final touch of the construction side of this.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There you go, Joe. Let me that.
So, what are we doing? Just ones in the middle?
Yeah. Let's look right there. Bam.
All right, it is finished. Whew. It's actually been like a week since we finished the loft up there, and then I just been tuning things up, and I have done so much work, and we spent, the girls and I, 4 nights now. So let me give you the tour. All right, so right at the bottom here, this used to be a big wood pile, had the big yellow work bin, and I've taken the tractor down here, peeled the plastic that was here before, the ground cloth material back, and put new gravel down, built a table, put a nice stone in over here. We got the little twinkly lights and a little solo stove for ambiance, and the table to hang out. The girls and I have spent about 4 nights down here so far, and last night was our night when it was most finished, so we enjoyed sitting in front of this with like the little fire going and doing marshmallows, and they just had a good time. They love their marshmallows, and I love my little cheddar wurst that I had over that cooking that.
Oh, it's so much better than a marshmallow.
How dare you, marshmallows are better.
And I brought down the solo stove, a bigger one, and the big old whiskey barrel, the Z-grill. Now I have my little patio area. I could plug that into the house right here. And what you saw me finishing there was my gray water system. Because this is a tiny house, this is completely self-contained now. This is my Hosta's gray water system, and it's all fed by the water tower right there, which I just basically built out of pallets. Dug a flat spot for it, put the ICB tank up there, and got a hose that runs in the house. You'll see in a sec, it doesn't have a lot of water pressure. But that's perfect because it'll go into here. The hostas can handle the lower amount of shade in this area. Right now it's self-contained, and once that's done, it'll be completely self-contained with the grease trap and everything. No building permitted a gray water system here. No building permitted building. This is all on a trailer. All of it could be, you know, boxed up and taken somewhere else where I desire us to, but of course not, because we just finished. This is so epic. Like a view down over the lake, just to be able to sit out here, have the little solo stove going, and look out and hear the loons going. Super cool, right? So let me show you the inside. It's changed a lot since the work's gotten done. It is beautiful now. I'll flip on that's an outside light, inside lights, right there. Oh, there it is in all her glory. Our beautiful loft. The fan is going. We got the little windows open. Let's see, what to show you first. Well, we're talking about the water. Let's follow through with that. We got our nice countertop, our butcher's block countertop that Joe and the boys installed. And I saw these when we went to, Sparrow and I went to Home Goods, and I was like, that's so cute. That goes so well. Like, it's a little bowling thing, so if we're in here on a rainy day, we could put them down here on the floor and you know, play a little bit of in-home bowling. I brought the induction down. I love the induction. I can make coffee in 2 minutes. It's so sick. It's just like, whew, it gets like right up to heat. It's so cool. I got some new steelware that was sent to me. Eater Heritage Steel 12-inch and a couple other pot stainless pans. And the sink, it now works. I even have hot water, so we got very low pressure, like very, very, very low pressure. That's a regular faucet run. That's what we got, and that's why I run it on this. And we even have hot water down here, but since I didn't plan for it, I just picked that up on Amazon, put it in there. It's all installed, so I have hot and cold water, but because I didn't plan for it, I have to run a cord out of here and plug it into the outlet right there. I'll figure out a new outlet or wire up another outlet for that, like later this next week or something like that. And then over here on this side of the room, we have our Jackery stuff here. We got the panel that it's all connected to. And then down below, I picked up this at Bob's Discount Furniture when I picked up our couch. And it's just a nice little thing here, and it's got room for the Jackery on the back side, hidden all back behind there. And she's all charged up from our solar right now, 100% from today, because I just turned on everything now. And it's got a little space, just enough for one stool, so one of the littles can fit sitting up to the table here. And then on this side of the room, I'm loving this space. Turned out so good. The girls and I watched a movie last night. We had a little projector set up. Watched The Rescuers Down Under, one of my favorite movies as a kid. I just love that, you know, home on the range. Where critters are tied up in chains. Not that I believe in abusing critters, but I do love to eat them, and so that at a young age, even before I got into doing all kinds of catch and cook videos, you know, actually like 30 years before I ever even had an inkling of doing YouTube, it was like I loved that cartoon. It was one of my favorites. Then we got our projector and couch area. That was the Bob's couch that I got. I got a different one first and then swapped it for this one when that was able to come in. And I like the little L thing. I've always loved those, so you can just kind of recline and I can have my Bible time in the morning, do a little reading on a rainy day while I'm in here.
Dear Diary, I'm so happy this is done. Now I can rest and relax and and just enjoy it for a little while and not even think about another project like the airship. The airship. I wonder what that would take to make a pirate ship with a float, so I could float and I could go from lake to lake and do like a 7-day survival challenge flying from lake to lake on my airship. Maybe like half helium, half hydrogen, half hot air balloon. Hot air balloons and hydrogen don't really mix well. Maybe there's something else out there. Maybe half drone, half hydrogen.
Oh, Butter! What did you do? Ah, no, get off of me, you stinker! You rotten little stinker! Ah, you just ruined this whole tiny house with that. Farts. So we got our couch area with a nice little couch from Bob's, some carpets from Job Lots, and a piece of furniture my dad made years ago with my first dog had chewed on right here. So there's some chewed up leg bits and stuff. But this is like ironwood or muscle wood hornbeam. That's what it is. Which I think fits in here like perfectly, like a dream. Like it's supposed to be here. And then up around here is the loft, and the beams turned out so amazing. I'm so happy with those. And I had the hardest time though picking out a ladder. Like we had the ladder coming down here, a different ladder, and then I finally found this orchard ladder, and it's super light. It works much better going this way and then up into the loft than it does like originally like over this way. So when we straighten up the ladder, it opens up the entire space. You can go all the way across without anything in the middle of the room. You have one big space. And then at nighttime, you can just pull it out a little bit. Let's go upstairs. Oh no, I don't think I made the bed yet. No, he didn't make the bed. I meant to make the bed. All right, make the bed. There it is, it's all made. It ended up being a little big for the space. I had ordered one for like 500 bucks. It was on sale. They called me the next day and said, oh, would you like to upgrade to our premium one? And I was like, I don't want to upgrade to the premium one. They're like, we'll give you a special deal. It's a $1,000 upgrade, but it's only 300 bucks, $299 to upgrade to it. And I was like, I want the smaller one because this one's like 5 inches thicker, the premium one. And so a day later though, they call and they're like, the other one's out of stock. Can we please upgrade you to the premium one? And by then I had forgotten why I wanted the smaller one. And they're like, we're gonna upgrade you for free. And the word free like made me forget why I wanted the original one, because it was like half as thick as this. And so I ended up with this. So the girls sleep in there here and here, like going that way, right? And they fit just fine. I slept on the couch, which was okay, but I think I'm gonna put some hammock anchors in so I can hook up a hammock and then just sleep right through the room and have a super comfy sleeping in my hammock when the girls are with me. That, like, you totally fit, you know, in here. Just don't sit up quickly, because like your feet just fit like without well, they almost touch the ceiling. So we'll see how this works out. I might have to sleep with my feet back this way. Yeah, there we go. That works. So for one adult, it's doable, and hopefully it's worth it. It's nice. If not, maybe I'll bring it back to the house and try again ordering something thinner. I do have a 3-inch really nice camping one that could be a replacement for this, but I'm so loving this place. The logs, the fan, the light. This is just so amazing. With the windows like that, down by the lake, it's always 10 degrees cooler. So even if it's 80 outside, it'll be like 65 feels like with the breeze, you know, 10 degrees cooler, plus the moving air across the lake comes right up through here and just blows up through the windows and then carries the heat up and out the peak. you know, with the fans' help, and it is epic. Oh, I gotta show you though. Sparrow's little plants there, she picked out there and there to decorate the place. She did a great job helping me decorate, and we even got some of our artwork I'm gonna put up here. Oh, check this out. This is the projector screen, so that can pull down right there. That's what we were watching on last night, but I also have hooks, and the way that that thing moves, I can put it right here, so if I'm all by myself, I could lay out and be as lazy as possible and just enjoy it, except for one thing. Signal stinks. So, I got a Wii Boost, and that thing, with that, and the cell phone booster, which is out there, 20 feet up the tree, now I have cell phone signal in here. So all of this is like the culmination of so many of my creative ideas over the years, things that I used to do when I lived in a yurt in the woods, making the water composting and the, you know, just building and using the building skills that I used from building boats over the years, the creative things I've always wanted, like the Japanese table, you know, that we all sit on low and sit around a little fire thing of some sort in the middle, which has been my imaginations and dreamings and doodlings in the pads. And we've finally, thanks to Joey and the boys and the rest of the team, we've been able to build my sugar shack styled. I almost forgot that's the whole point of it, is it was sugar shack styled because of making the maple sugar here, the first spring that we had on the land. And now, thanks to Jackery, we were able to build it here without having power from the town and having to spend a bunch of money on an install. And I don't even know if you could have an install for power for a tiny house that's on a trailer, you know? And it's built down in here. Like, it's flat, just like I wanted to, out onto my patio area here. And got a nice little rosemary. So that's it in a nutshell. We did it. It took a year because of some time off from working on it here and there, and now it's done, and let's enjoy it. I'm gonna go grab my fishing poles. We'll head out, catch the first fish, and do the first fish cook here, and just, you know, enjoy it, right? Let's go out and catch a fish. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh, it's that perfect time of night too. Wonder if there's something under the pirate ship. That's been out here for like 3 days now. Something big underneath the pirate ship. Woo! She sails again! Ah. It's time for the dragon craws. Silly. There we go. Nice little dragon craw. Paddlefish. I gotta whisper. I just feel it. Like this is just it. Right here. First cast. That is first cast. First cast with the drag. Oh, there we go. Whoa, my goodness, he almost jumped into the boat. Whoa. Oh, it's a big smallie. Ah, look at that. That's a beautiful fish. That's a beautiful fish. Look at that. Isn't it just a pound? But man, he is a bitey. Oh, first cast on the dragon craw. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Beautiful. He deserves a release. Awesome. Just awesome. Let's see what else we can get up to. How many can we catch? Nice top water bite. Perfect night, cooling off just right, and let's see, nice little drop. Fish on. Yes. Oh, what we got? Chain pickerel. Aw, it's a little one. Hey, hey, chill out. Chill. Now that I will feel much better about eating. There's not a lot on there, but that'll make enough to go with my steak and everything else, and that'll make a really sweet fish painting. If I kept it. Oh, spent too much time talking about it. I should have been giving it the dispatch. Okay, well, I was gonna use them for food and then lobster bait. I guess not. Ah, little guy. There we go. Beautiful little small, but pretty small. See ya. Let's see if anything's hiding under the SS Abigail. Nope, nothing's hiding under there. Or at least nothing's biting. Oh, I might have missed the majority of the bite. I thought I was coming out at prime time. I might have come out in the last 20 minutes of prime time. Caught a couple fish, accidentally let one go, let two go on purpose. I might just be eating the steak and asparagus and things I brought with me. I'll definitely have to head out first thing in the morning and see if I can't catch something for that piece of art. How beautiful is that? Look at that, coming up the hill. Got our little bunky bathroom and workshop, and then little twinkling lights. They look so cool. Like there's a little fire going in each of them. Oh, I am just so tickled. The glowing lights from my little tiny place. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeehaw! This is just too cool. First, we want to go out and turn on the grill. Got our outside light and our outside outlet. Oh, we got power. Ha ha! And one insanely large beet. Go put this all on the grill. Whoopsie daisy, that's not good. That's supposed to be a hard plastic grill brush. That's nasty. I'll just take that one off for tonight. And clean that up. Okay. Throw our probe in this one. What do you call this? Like a saucepan where you got the thing on there? This will be perfect for this. But, oh, I don't have my little buddy. I gotta go get my little buddy before, and then I won't have to go get her again later. She runs off, so I don't want her to be cramped into the little house. That's why she's not with me all the time anymore these days. She's actually very naughty. So when I go outdoors, I have to I gotta be like, let her go away a little ways and keep her in eyesight the whole time. And be like, Butter, Butter, come here, come here. And then, okay, we'll move over here to do something. And then like 5 seconds later, I look up and, oh, there she is. And get back a little bit, because she'll just keep going and she'll end up in the road. And I hear cars slowing down, and I ran up there one time. And I'm like, ah. Was that close, scared, you know. So she's a naughty dog. She has to be kept on a tight leash. So I'll turn that steak down so I can cook it slower, and I can run out and get butter, and then I can stay home for the night. Let's see what temperature. Oh, 147. Ah, well, that was on the thinner piece, so that's done quick. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Maybe we'll just give her a little taste. I mean, that was cooked so fast. Extremely good. Pancetta. It's nice small cubes. Look at that, almost instantly sizzling. I love it. Throw in the garlic. Now let this crisp up a little bit. Boom. Asparagus. Cover it up. Who's happy to be home? Oh yeah. Doesn't that just look delicious? What do you think, Butter? You want some steak? Look at you all waiting, all patient. Alright. There you go. We didn't say grace. She's trying to wolf it all down as fast as she can so she can come over and beg me for some of mine. Lord, thank you for this food. Thank you for this day and for just the opportunities to spend in your outdoors, the fish, the friends that helped build this, the sponsors, that Jackery that provided the power, just thank you, Lord, for lining all this up and making it happen, and pray all this in your precious name. Amen. Woohoo! Alright, let's see if the beets isn't actually a thing. I want to say it has a little bit more of a... It's got a very smoky flavor. I like it. I don't know what happened. I hated the beets. And all of a sudden, I love them. Asparagus. Oh, wow. That has to be the best asparagus I've ever had. I have to save some of the steak for the morning and like sear it with the pancetta. It turned out perfect though. Oop. Drip. Oh man, I'm kind of glad I didn't bring home a fish to eat. This is so good. Are you going to catch the chipmunk? And we even in the first night that we stayed in here, I had just tucked the girls in and I laid back on the couch. I was about to tuck myself in and Butter was asleep on me and I was going to put her into her kennel. And all of a sudden I see the fox appear at the door and just like looking like, hey, what's up? And I tried to get a photo, but I didn't want Butter to wake up and realize what I was doing, because then she'd be like, she would have been freaking out. I think I'm gonna chill out for a little bit and tuck in to bed and get up early and see if I can't get on that morning bite. It's the first time I've been down here by myself and haven't had the kids, so I can get up early and just take off and go explore the early morning time on the water when the mist is coming off at 5 o'clock and the sun hasn't hit the lake directly yet. It's gonna be awesome. I see what's going on out there that early. Or at least it's the first time since I've been staying here I could do that. Alright, we'll see you in the morning.
Inside is a pie, onions, leeks, fresh onions, and herbs. A lot of herbs.
You spoke my name and life began. Breath filled dust and sand. Felt you in the cool of the night.
It's alive! Alright, go ahead.
Saw you in the newly made sky. And you were mine. Take me back to the garden where it all began. We were walking hand in hand. My eyes were filled with wonder. My heart was filled with peace. Lost in the mystery. It's all that I could see. Take me back to the garden and walk with me.
Made in your perfect design, pure in heart and mind. Take me back to the garden.
There we go.
With me.
That's a nice fish. That's a nice fish. Nice chain pickerel. All right. Probably everybody watching like, really? You're excited about a chain pickerel? Well, yeah, because I want to do my Sugibon. I've done a bass. I've done a, for that young man down on the dock, I did the white perch, which is on our t-shirts, and now a cool chain pickerel for the walls of the tiny house. Toothy little guy. Look at those teeth. Whole rows and rows of them. Press too hard. I found this already once before, you rip the paper. Oh, I ripped it. Then do another one, but I think what I did wrong is I went too far around it with the ink, so it makes it very fat up here and thinner down there to the like ridiculous amount, because as it wraps around the fish. So good first attempt. Try number 2. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna be better. Oh, the reveal! How do we do? Oh, that's it! That's the one! Look at it! Oh, how cool is that? That is so cool. It looks like I went a little shy on the brushing here, but once I put the eye in... Oh, look at who's on the board. Look at that guy. He's like, hey, how did I get part of this? Get the other brush. And just do the eye. Wind! Need clips. There. Because it's a chain pickerel. Maybe if I can get it light enough. That tear. There's a little dragonfly casing right there. I was thinking about adding to it. I think I will try it, but I'm gonna do just one with just the head and just the little casing. Like, see if that prints. So the best part of this is, here's that inchworm again. What are you doing? Or half inchworm. Get out of here. The best part is using the squid ink, I can wash it off and I can still eat the fish. But I've eaten plenty of chain pickerel and I don't think I'm going to today. I think I'm going to actually just use this guy as lobster bait. Turn him into lobsters and then eat those. That seems a little bit more fun to me right now. Ah, nice. There we go, he's coming out of the water. Well, the mouth didn't end up as perfect as the other ones did, but where can I do this without ruining other things? Oh, that worked out good. A little spray. I'll do the reed so it can end up lighter. The question is, can I get the paper in the right spot? Nice. Maybe I shouldn't have broke the other legs off. I think a dragonfly would have looked so much better if there was a little dragonfly. Maybe that'll be next one. Like a dragonfly on the stick, its little wings out and its like tail. Oh man, that would have been so sick with the dragonfly. But the dragonfly nymph is what we had. That's pretty awesome. Alright, now we gotta stamp them and we're done. Psalm 91, 3 through 4. And then it says fishing in Japanese and Fowler at the bottom. And the verse is, beware of the snare of the fowler. Kind of a joke. Oops, got a little extra red on it. Ta-da! That turned out pretty good. Come on, come on, in. Good girl, come on. Went in like that. That turns out awesome. How cool is that? That's so cool. Let's frame the other one. Ooh, it's actual glass. Oh, I could put some little LEDs behind it. Wouldn't that be sharp? All right, let's hang them. That looks so good. And a little piece of art from each of my daughters. Let's see. The Abby and her little SpongeBob carving that she did, and then it turns into a stamp and ostrich from Sparrow. How cool is that? That turned out so amazing. Oh man. And then this one over here, man, that turned out, oh, I put it upside, oh, I like it. I didn't even think about it. I was actually meant to hang it the other way, because this is now sideways, but I really like how that turned out, like hanging like that. It was supposed to be that way around, but, huh.
Remember how I said I was going to give one of these away? Well, I'm keeping this one. And we're going to scan this one and turn it into a t-shirt and hoodie that's available at fowler.myspreadshop.com. Then we're going to send the original to one of you to keep on your wall at home. All you have to do is leave it in the comments below. I'm watching the entire video. I want that fish painting. And in 1 week's time, I'll make a little short and select one of you out of the comments to send this to.
We are done with the tiny house. Still lots for me to do around here, lots of creative things I want to do and tune up and build, and like a backwoods workout area, so I don't have to use the weights at home, so I can work out down here, and a pull-up bar in the
100
out in the woods, and yeah, all kinds of neat things I'm gonna do. So stay tuned for those, but for the most part we're gonna get on to some other stuff. We got the East Coast Slingshot Tournament next week's video. And I think we're going to be doing some new catch and cooks with the air rifle and slingshot. Once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, Jackery, linked in the description below if you want to power your tiny house build, or if you just want to power your actual house during a storm, a power outage, things like that, then Jackery's got your back. Check them out, link below. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Fowler out.
The thing is
I just broke 3 bones in my hand. I can't move.
Well, that's exactly what I mean.